Hey everyone, and welcome back. So the information that I'm going to share with you in this video and the breathing technique that I'm going to share with you today in this video is very important. So please watch the video, take note of what I have to say, and go and practice and master this technique. So in previous videos I introduced you to the three different sections or the three different regions where you can breathe into, namely your diaphragmatic region, your thoracic region, and your clavicular region, and how breathing into those different regions you access different percentages of your lung capacity. Well, in this video today I'm going to introduce you to a breathing technique called the Yogic Breath or the Dirga Breath, also known as the three-part breath. And what we're going to do with this breathing technique is we are going to access 100% of our lung capacity and 100% of our breathing capacity in one single breath. So on that single breath, we are going to be breathing first into the diaphragmatic region, then into the thoracic region, and then into the clavicular region. The yogic breath is a very important technique for you guys to master if you want to gain access to 100% of your breathing capacity, and also if you want to build an iron strong maximum breath hold time. So with the yogic breathing technique or the three-part breath, we are going to be breathing into those three different regions, and we are going to be filling up our lungs from the bottom upwards. First the diaphragmatic region, then the thoracic region, and then the clavicular region. You want this breath to be one fluid breath. You do not want it to be staggered, but when I go through the demonstration, I will first show you what it looks like when you breathe into the different sections in a staggered fashion, and I will go through a few breaths like that just so you can see what it actually physically looks like when I breathe into the diaphragmatic region. I then move the breath from there into the thoracic region, and then all the way up into that clavicular region. Once you're able to do that, and you're able to individually move your breath from that diaphragmatic region into that thoracic region and then into the clavicular region, then you can start working on creating a fluid breath, one fluid movement, first filling up that belly region, the chest region, and then into that clavicular region. So with this breathing technique, you can practice it lying down. You want to be able to completely relax your entire body when you're doing this, and you just want to relax all of your muscles and just concentrate and bring your consciousness to that breath, and bringing that breath and directing it into those different regions of your body.
So here I'm going to go into diaphragmatic breathing first, just to activate that diaphragm muscle and to get familiar with the movement of, as I inhale, my belly expands upwards and outwards, and when I exhale it contracts down again back towards the floor and your spine. Inhaling, belly comes up, exhaling, belly goes down. So just practice this for 2 to 3 minutes and just get that diaphragm nice and active and warmed up before you start moving on to the chest breathing. So now I'm going into the thoracic breathing or chest breathing, and you'll notice that as I inhale, my chest moves upwards and my rib cage expands outwards and upwards as well. So just familiarize yourself with the movement of the chest breathing and drawing that breath all the way up into that chest region. It's important to get the muscles, the intercostal rib muscles and your chest muscles nice and relaxed, so that when you go into the full yogic breath you have a good range of movement and mobility in your diaphragmatic cavity as well as your thoracic cavity. So here I am going into the clavicular breath, trying to breathe into that very top region of the lungs found just beneath the clavicle. This uses quite a lot of energy and different muscles to get the air all the way up into that top section of the lungs, but this is the very top part of the yogic breath, so it is important just to have that region nice and relaxed and ready to receive the full yogic breath. So here I am going into a form of the yogic breath, but the breath is segmented. First breathing into the belly region, then the chest region, and then all the way up into the clavicular region, and exhaling. So diaphragmatic breathing, thoracic breathing, clavicular breathing, and exhale. 60% of your breathing capacity, 40%, 10%, 100% of your breathing capacity and lung capacity on a single breath. So it is important first just to familiarize your body with breathing into these three different segments on a single breath. First the belly region, chest region, and then all the way up into the shoulders, and you exhale in reverse, letting the breath go out from the shoulders, chest, and then into the belly. Once you're able to do it in a segmented fashion, then you can go and try and make the breath as fluid as possible. One inhale movement, one exhale movement. Inhaling from the bottom upwards, all the way up, and then exhaling it all out. Inhaling and exhaling. I am accentuating the movements here just for you to see. When you are doing this in a relaxed manner, your shoulders will not rise as much as mine do. So you can relax your shoulders completely and try and relax your entire body as much as possible. I'm just accentuating the movements here for you to have a good visual reference. So try this yogic breath out. This is an incredibly powerful breathing technique, and it is a very important technique to master so that we can tap into 100% of your emergency breath hold and 100% of your maximum breath hold time. There are lots of other benefits to the yogic breathing as well, lots of health benefits.
Okay, so now you know and understand how to do the yogic breathing technique. It is vitally important that you go and practice this technique and that you master it. If you do 5 to 10 minutes of this breathing technique every day, you will soon be able to absolutely master this breathing technique. And it is vitally important that you do so because the yogic breath is one of the most important foundation breathing techniques that you need to master if you want to work on progressing in your surf-specific breathwork journey and your surf apnea journey. So go and spend 5 to 10 minutes every morning and practice on breathing into those different regions, and then practice creating one fluid movement, one fluid breath, accessing all of those different regions on one breath. I hope that you enjoyed this one. Stay stoked and breathe deep.